marketing for them. I build their LinkedIn page. I do their their blog posts. They're not paying me, so 2 days ago I sent them an invoice.
Yeah. Fogwe-Star, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I need to see nothing, but it'll be okay. But my eyes are terrible.
Well, your glasses now.
No, it will be okay. I know, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I'm not going to pay attention to it.
All right. So tell me.
5, 4, 3, action.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. Very excited to have you guys this evening. It's going to be a good one. I have brought someone on here. He's one of my new best friends, new BFFs. Nobody can take him from me. Just got to know this man, and I have learned so much already from him. I know we started a topic called Women in Business, but I said it will be unfair to do women in business and not talk about men in business. We'll talk to men in business. So I brought someone here who is full of knowledge. He does a lot of things, and he just does it quietly and doesn't, but finally he's out in the light here, so there's no going back. So I'm going to welcome my new friend, Mr. Valery Achu Taboh.
That's right.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so introduce yourself to, the viewers. So I know that's always a tough question. That's, it's always a tough question for people to get to know you, like where you come from, your background, family, what people need to know about you. That's, that kind of introduction.
Oh, okay. So like you said, the name Valery Achu Taboh, from Bamenda, Northwest Cameroon, from a big family, first grandchild, first child to my mom. Currently live here in Dallas right now, but when I moved to the U.S., used to live in Phoenix. That's where I went to school. After graduate school, was moved out here by a company that hired me. And so I was living in Austin. From Austin, came to Dallas, and I've been in Dallas ever since. But, working in IT, travel sometimes, work in different states like Virginia, Connecticut, just travel for work, gone as far as London and then come back. But now I'm a dad, have 2 sons, have a wife, and I just run my side business.
A dad first, dad, then what? Thought the wife comes first, then the kids.
So why,
they take over.
Okay, have a wife, I'm a dad, I love my son.
Hey, we have to band together, the wives,
Yes. No, I love my wife.
No.
And I have my 2 sons, The little one has been a handful. The first one, that boy was like magic. People used to come to the house like, are you guys sure you have a baby in this house? I'm like, yeah. Like, how come everything is still like arranged? Is this like, you guys just did this because we're coming? Like, no, it's always like that. The little guy now is something else. I was just explaining to my aunt today at church, he've like destroyed all the blinds in the house. Like, I've had like 3 coffee cups. The man was just like, and the thing was just broke. I've changed so many remotes. Like today, before coming here, he just went and turned the machine in the sink in the kitchen, where if the disposable it goes on, and he ran. The thing was just going. So it's a handful.
Yeah, to balance out the other kids, so you can really tell that you have a kid now at home, so.
And the weird thing is he's named after me.
So were you like that then?
My mom tells me, there's one thing that I used to do that my mom explained, because my mom is here, she explained that you used to do the same thing. You have to chase him around to feed him. I'm like, why is he doing that? My mom is like, well, the apple don't fall far away from the tree. I'm like, explain yourself. It's like, that's what you used to do. And people have to chase you around to feed you. And if they get mad, my grandpa will yell at them. So just eat your own medicine.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, now I get it. You know,
Interesting.
yeah.
So I ask this question always to every guest who comes on. What motivates you? What drives you? What keeps you focused? Because there has to be something that keeps you in line, you know, like always on point, keeping your eye on the prize, keeping your eye on something. There has to be something. So what motivates you?
Have you ever been poor? I think I come from a very good family, you know. We had enough to eat, but my mom, you know, I look at that woman and I look at the things she's gone through, and it's like there was a point in my life I made a decision that I will never go back there. I don't want to go back there. You know, she raised us, some of my siblings, by herself for the most part. And like, coming to this country, you know, and seeing all the opportunities around. And it is something that is buried deep inside me that I have to make it no matter what happens. I have to make it. There is no going back. I became like a real optimist after watching this guy called Simon Sinek. Like a couple of years back when I was trying to branch from my managerial job into the IT space. And I listened to a podcast that he says, you know, you have to start with why, which is kind of like your question. What drives you? I believe that, you know, if I could help my siblings tomorrow, they'll be able to help me too. If I could help my friend, they could help me too. And together, we can build a better community. I really, really believe in that. If you go to my LinkedIn page, like, listening to Simon Sinek over and over, and this thing called game of theory, you have to think infinite. It's not just something that you just know, oh, I want to get a job because I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, because all of us African, we just want to pass exam and become the best in the class. Me, I was that one guy that I just want to pass. I don't care what the grade is.
Because
nobody
will ever ask you what your grade was.
No one ever asked me if I was the first in my class or if I had a C. Nobody ever cared. So the thing that drives me is, one, I don't want to be poor. Poor meaning I want to have enough to feed myself, to feed my children, take care of my family, my siblings, my mom, and my friends, and still have enough to play around when it comes to money. I want to have enough where I can take vacation and just go and not think about anything like, how am I going to pay my bill? I want to do things where if I leave this world tomorrow, you know, it's not like, you know, how much money I have or had, but the impact that I was able to do to my friends, like I was explaining to you out there. Like, you know, sometimes there's some people that I feel like where they tell me I was an impact to them, and I'll get, you know, a token in terms of money in my account from them just say thank you
for what you did.
And it is so big, you know. I think everything I do when I wake up, sometime, you know, just wake up, I say a little prayer, just asking the Almighty that created me and you and probably everybody, you know, to help me get to where I'm trying to go. So that's the thing that really burns in me.
That motivates you. That's the
I'm not trying to be popular, be the most famous. No, that's not me. Like my wife was explaining to you guys, no, I don't do that. But I try to just help anyone. If you have a question, I will answer your question.
Wow, that's huge. Because I mean, everybody has something, right? And you've just broken it down, because We have to have that, and that's kind of probably what drove you to where you are with what you do right now. Our topic today is about men in business.
Yeah.
We have to talk about business. I
Yes.
mean, it's just one of those things that has to exist
Yes.
amongst us. We cannot keep thinking about only traditional education, thinking about doing things a certain way, because I mean we were raised that way. You have to be an engineer, you have
Yeah.
to be a doctor, you have to be a business. No, business is not on there. Engineer, doctor, lawyer, accountant,
Yeah.
and then maybe politician.
Maybe a politician.
Maybe politician. Business
or-
never makes it on
or
that
maybe
list.
you become a farmer or you work in somebody's store.
Exactly. Work for somebody, you know,
Yes.
like clock in, clock out, you know, get paid every 2 weeks or every month, you know, back home every month.
Yes.
But we have to break out of that cycle because we have to build something of our
Yes.
own, something,
Yes.
keep something in our name, make sure that we, even if you're still wanting to go do that traditional 9 to 5, but still
Yes.
have something in your name on the side, brewing on the side.
That's right.
So let's go right into it. You have a couple, so many different things going on. I don't even know where to start. So many different businesses. So you, take me or take us through the transformation. Like you went to school, you did one thing, and then somehow you ended up where you are right now. Just take us through that journey.
So, business. I grew up with my grandparents. That's my growing up, you know, being a child. You know, my grandma was a trader. You know, she was a buy and sell 'em, and she also buy in bulk and also redistribute. So sometimes a child, you know, 5 years, 2, 3 years, I would follow her to the market. She was selling Bamina market, back market, you know, where the food market. So I would follow her there and I see what she would do, you know. And sometimes she would like, just sit here. These potatoes, na 250. They were na 500. They were na 250. So if any man asks you, tossing at the price, I'll say, okay. And then she will go maybe to see her sister inside, you know, the market, because her sister was in there selling like gari, rice, beans, and all this stuff. And she'll come back sometime, I've already sold like 1, 2, 3 bucket. And she was like, what happened? I'm like, I sold it. So when I sell, I've put some new. So she will take and check. And she'll see that I've done the same thing. And she will ask me like, who taught you? I'm like, I saw you doing the same thing. So I did the same. She's like, how much did you sell? I'm like, I sold it for the price. You told me it was this. She's like, they didn't cheat you. I'm like,
No.
why would they cheat me? You told me what the price was, so I sold it for the same price.
Yep.
So-
Duplication.
Yeah, so that kept going on around the age of like 12. You know, summer vacation, you know, third-term holiday, as we call it in Cameroon. My grandpa challenged me with 250. He's like, if you double this money by the end of summer, it's yours, plus anything that you did. I'm like, huh?
250,000 or 250 francs.
Like, if you double the money by
It's
the
yours.
end of, because I was playing a lot. So he wanted to keep me occupied. So I followed my grandma to the market. Every time we're coming back, I'm only looking at things, you know, trying to figure like, what can I do with that money? So I opened up to my grandma. I'm like, I have this money in my pocket. She's like, who gave you? I'm like, grandpa gave me. She's like, for what? I explained to her. So my grandma is like, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know yet. She's like, okay, you have to think quick because the weeks are passing by. So one day we were coming back and I saw granite and I asked, how much is that? They're like, the TTP, the small pocket. Like, oh, it's 250. I'm like, grandma, I want to sell granite. She's like, you, sell granite. How can a rat sell
Say
granite?
granite like me.
So I'm like, grandma, I can do it. So she bought me the TTP for 250. The next day, you know, I got up in the morning, she washed it. She said I should go take a shower, took a shower. She washed it, you know, they selected, put the ones for sale in a tray, and then the one with the water, I carry in a Ziploc, that's the one I was eating. So she said, go ahead and sell. But make sure around lunchtime, come and meet me so you can eat your lunch. You know, I left the house. We live in behind chair. Before I got to Fish Point Market, I've sold everything. I took the money, I went to the same place where she bought it. Instead of buying the TTP now,
You bought a
I
big
have
bucket.
enough money to buy the next size of that pocket. So I bought it. Came back home, she've already left. I washed it, prepared it, put it in a tray, went back to the market. keep selling. And the whole day, this woman is running nuts in the market thinking her child's
It's
gone
missing.
missing.
You're
So I
doing
showed
business,
up-
you're hustling.
I showed up sometime around 7. No, around 4 o'clock. But the tray have changed. She's like, what happened to the tray I gave you? I'm like, that one was too small to carry all the granite. She's like, but I put the granite in it. Like, what do you mean it was too small? I'm like, oh, that one you gave me, I sold it all. So I bought another one, went back home, boiled it. So I've sold this one, and this is the other small one that is left. She's looking at me like, oh, like going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, who taught you how to wash it? I'm like, I saw you do it in the morning. And it's like, she just started smiling, like tears coming down her
tears of
eye.
joy,
And
pride.
at that point, I know making the importance of making money, going into business. So that part, he ended there. That part of my life ended there. Grow up, stay with my
How much did you make?
Oh no,
at the
I
end?
literally doubled the money in less than a week. I literally doubled, like me selling that pocket and buying the next one and sell that, the money double until I have addition. So by the time the week ended, I have like 4 times what I started
What you
with.
started with.
And then guess what? I've multiplied the business. I was not only selling granola,
Yeah.
I was selling the waterproof paper. I have matches, I have tinned tomatoes,
you
I
added
have
other-
Maggi.
Wow.
Anything that I saw, like, hey, you want matches? I
Yeah.
was just, so the business built. When I moved to the US, I told my aunt, I want to study computer sciences. She's like, oh no, they're always laying people off in those things, go and do nursing. I'm like, nursing? She's like, yes, there's always job in that, is good. So I went to nursing school, did everything. But
Oh, we didn't talk about this part.
the last,
I didn't know yet.
the last semester, before I actually go into nursing school, that's the last
So you were
semester.
doing prereqs
I was doing
and
all
all.
the prereqs. I was in the anatomy and physiology,
Yeah,
the big book. And I'm looking that book, my head is spinning, you know? So I'm like, before I really jump into this thing, let me go to the hospital and really see what nurses do, right? So there was a hospital right next to my community college. I went there, asked a volunteer, what they say, yeah, sign up the paper. Next day I started volunteering. They started me in the ER. I volunteered in the ER. They moved me into the rooms next to the patients, next to physical therapists, and then there's this unit, it was all people. So
Geriatric.
between that unit and ER, a lot of blood, and then people dying. I called my aunt and I told her that I don't think I can do this nursing thing. She's like, why not? I'm like, there's a lot of blood, a lot of dying people, and there's a lot of coughing around that I'm not very comfortable with. She's like, but you need to do it. I'm like, aunt, I'm the one paying for my tuition. I think I have a say in this business. So that's how nursing ended for me. But at that time, all my friends were about to graduate in a year and a half. So I was freaking out. What do I do? I can't stay back in college and them gone. Like, that's not happening. I went to my advisor and I asked my advisor, I'm like, these are the amount of credit I've taken. What other subject can I do? I need to graduate at this exact time. She said, oh, you could get, it's like a general degree pretty much, an associate. I'm like, okay, as long as I can get a job with that, I'm good. I focused on taking a lot of classes during winter and summer that shortened my time, and I graduated with my friends. Some of them got jobs as nurses. They got offers before they could even come out of school. 3 months before I graduated, I got a job offer too, but they were making more than I did. I'm like, I don't care. But from there, I went on to bachelor's. I did my bachelor's in organizational communication, not just communication, but organization. So mostly working like HR type environments and stuff.
Yeah.
Work in the hospital. I'm still working in healthcare, even though I didn't want to be a
but
nurse.
not on the bed,
But
not the bedside with the blood and
I'm
the
not
coughing.
touching nobody,
and the
anything.
coughing.
Because yes, because even I did even the CNA. I worked for 2 weeks. There was a day they asked me to do cleaning for one lady, and they say I have to do the cleaning. The part that break me, they say I have to do, I think it's perineal care.
Perineal care, yeah. So
Took my badge. I told her that. I told that charge nurse, I'm like, I can't do that. She's like, but you're a CNA, right? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing it. She's
But
like, You have to do it or you're fired. I'm like, I'll do you one best. I quit. Here's your badge, here's the key, and that was it. It ended for me right there. And when I work in behavioral health where I don't have to do none of those
You don't
stuff.
do any of that.
So while working, I have to figure what I want to do. Yes, my grandma passed away being sick with asthma. I know deep down that I want to do something in healthcare and I want to do something in business. What is that going to be? That's how I ended with a master's in hospital administration. You know, I focus in compliance, you know, how to improve care and how to improve the services that we provide, you know, to the patient.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Came out of school working from some of America's biggest pharmaceutical companies, you know, working in their Medicare Part D division. You know, from there, I found out about technology.
That you wanted to do in the first place.
Yes, the thing I wanted to do in the first place. Transition, becoming like a Scrum Master, an Agile practitioner. Work in that space, you know, train a whole lot of Cameroonians, Nigerians, Africans, you know, got a part-time job working for the University of Harrisburg in Pennsylvania, where I became an adjunct, still work there part-time, and I'm teaching the exact same subject. At some point, got married, right? Had my first child, and my wife, like, I'm tired of working. I'm like, me too, I'm tired. But what are you gonna do? She says she wants to do business. I'm like, what business? No, I don't know. I'm like, okay, stay at home. Figure what you want to do, and then we'll see how we can manage from there. But my paycheck can take care of everything in the house. You know, everything is covered. Don't worry about it. Stay home, relax. You just had a baby. Relax.
Ladies, choose wisely. Choose wisely when you choose your partner. The one who will say, stay home. Hey!
I'm like, stay home. Take care of the child. You know? Figure what you want to do. But on one condition. Make sure you like it. I don't have to like it, but make sure you like it. But that's what you're going to be doing. I need you to make sure you really like it, because don't count on me to come and open the door, because I'm already tired going this 9 to 5. I'm already tired. So I don't have to come back, go open. I just want to play with my child. I just want to sit down and relax, watch my movie on Netflix, you know. I don't, that's my time.
Yeah.
So make sure you like it. So 2020, April 2020, we launched our first business. But keep in mind, before this, I've already had a business before when I was living in Phoenix. I had a cleaning business. Like, I launched a cleaning business. I was
like cleaning offices, houses.
Cleaning offices, because that was one of the first jobs I got when I came to America. So I figured out that I could own that same business. But I could not continue with that business because I have to be there. I have to have a dedicated staff that can go there. But I know the business, like every time I keep talking, I want to do it. But I need a staff that will be able to, because when you go to people's office, they have their personal stuff lying down. Sometimes their credit card, their wallet, they just leave in their door. You are like one of them. I don't want someone that's going to go and take people's stuff and disappear. I'll get sued. I don't have that amount of insurance to cover those type of things, you know. But back when my wife got the business here, you know, we have this indoor children's playground called KVC Play.
KBC.
KVC Play. So
where is it located?
It's located in Duncansville.
Duncanville, okay.
You know, the first one we opened it in Funny, because that one was like you know, MVP. You know, valuable product, you know. We want to see, we want to study it and see how it works. From that one, we had junior sister open one in Maryland. We used everything that we learned from that, open one in Maryland, very successful. Open a second one, and then we open a third one now, the one now that's in Duncansville. And then open another one back again in Maryland. So it's doing great. Children do birthday parties in it. You know, if you want to do your child's birthday party, you don't want to destroy your house, you just come there. You do the birthday party, and
we have one coming up in February. So
after that, they go to the play area and they play there, they bounce around. Like, a lot of people bring their kids there to burn that energy. And it's just like, it's like the cost of a McDonald's or Starbucks to get in and play. That's it. You play all day. If
And you
want
guys
to.
own it.
We own it.
Wow.
The only thing
Yeah.
we rent is the building, but we own everything in
Yeah,
it.
that's
We
amazing.
have our staff,
Yeah.
we train the staff, and we show them what to do. And we do consulting for people that want to do the same business.
Yeah. That's a big one right there. I know you continue the story here. We talked a lot about this, the consultation part. Because our community, there's something in our community where I don't want to, I have to choose my words appropriately.
Hey, you have to
where,
say it.
well, where we feel entitled
Yes.
to information.
Yeah.
So there are two ways we can go about things. Yes, like this show is all about community.
Yeah.
There's no cost to come on here and talk about your business.
Yes.
I don't charge anybody anything to come on here, right?
Yep.
To come talk on this show. But there are certain things that if you've put your time in, done some research, built a business, and somebody wants to duplicate the business, a token will be nice. Sometimes a token will be nice to,
Yes.
to get that information.
Yes.
Talk about that. Talk about the consultation part of it.
So, in my IT space, I work in some of the biggest consulting companies in America. And while working there, it wasn't just me doing my job. It also gave me an opportunity to really understand what consultation really is. You see, you spend a lot of time to study something, a lot of time, sleepless night, paying for money. Why do you think I should give you that information for free? I'm going to give you a little tidbit, but why should I give everything for you for free? You have to pay for my time. We have a saying in our community that you pay for what you get, right? It's just like, you've probably heard about the story that you have a leak in sink. You pay $500 for someone to come and fix it. They come and fix it, and then it's broken. And then you call somebody, they came to look at it, tap one thing for like less than 5 minutes, and they charge you $1,000. And you pay. Why is it different? If taking that person more than 20 years to learn what they know to be able to fix your problem in 5 minutes, I've spent a whole lot of time to learn what I know, to understand it, to make sure it works. Why should I tell you for free? Why are we entitled that, where we are brothers and, yes, you're my brother, but nothing is free. In the game of money, there's no family. You have to pay for it.
So no family. So we don't remember family.
No, you have to pay for it. It's taken me a whole lot of time to learn that. So you have to pay for it to value what I'm about to give you. Take, for example, I'm a retail trader in the stock market. The people that trade like me, they call them retail trader. At one point, I told a couple of people that, hey, I'll give you a free session for like 2 hours to show you what I do for free.
For free.
Nobody showed up, right?
Even for the free session.
Nobody showed up.
Well, I didn't get an invite.
It was just a handful of people. I just needed just a handful of people. It's an experiment.
Yeah,
You do it.
to find out.
But when I said you're going to pay this amount, people showed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
People showed up.
That's interesting.
Because they value what you're about to give them. If it's free, there's no value.
So there's
to
no
it.
value.
People don't value that.
Yeah, but there's certain things that we, not all information should be free. There's certain things that we can still, divulge into the community,
There
for
are
community
things that,
building.
Yes, there are things that we should divulge in the community building. There's a lot of things that, like, for example, when I was teaching Scrum, teaching people how to become Scrum Master, how to become product owner, in my teaching, I talk to them about financing. I talk to them about investing specifically, not financing, but investing specifically. I show them a lot of things that I do because now I was explaining to them that you're getting into a different realm in terms of money
Income.
making and in terms of people you're going to be dealing with. You're getting into corporate America. This is six-figure industry you're getting into. The way you talk and the way you express yourself is going to be different.
Yeah.
This is not your CNA job or your Walmart job that you were doing. This is a whole different world. The amount of money that's going to be coming your way, you need to figure what to do with it. You can invest this money, and here are the places where I invest my money. If you take this amount of out of your paycheck every month, every pay period, and put it here, you thank me later. Keep your lifestyle the same way. Don't try to be flashy. Yeah, no, upgrade your closet to match the job you're going to, so you look appropriate.
Professional and all that.
But don't be extravagant. Invest your money while you have power, while you have the energy, because this job might not be there tomorrow. You might not have this energy tomorrow. Invest. So I talk to people about it. That was free. They didn't pay me for that. I told them for free. If some of them have done it or do it, oh God, like I was telling you about my wife. She was one of those people. She didn't want to invest. She was very scared. But now it's like, oh, you know that my money I put in this, it done this. I'm like, yeah, I know.
You're chilled. No excitement.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just sitting there relaxed, like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
So all these things, I do them, and nobody pay. They don't pay me. I tell people for free how to invest in real estate starting with $100. How to become a landlord with $100. You don't even have to own the building. $100. There are places where you can invest $100 and own a piece of real estate, or just become an investor.
Wow. Well, see why he's my new BFF. Learning some things here. Well, before you continue that story, we're lucky to have Toride sitting with us, not behind the camera. So what do you think about the information for free, like giving information for free or consultation, free information versus charging a fee?
I don't want to even go for that, but Toride is about pitching.
Get why man play they watch.
I'm actually happy sitting here next to you. I remember so many months ago I did your event, and for some reason I just admire you. Not only about the grade, I was like, man, where am I getting that? And then I realized I didn't even get me for my chin. Like, get it. But like honestly, when people walked, it was not even about you. The event was about, I think, your kids or something.
Yes.
But everyone who walked on that stage said something that made me feel like, okay, who is this guy? And you were just calm, you were just collected, you were just, and
Thank you.
I don't feel like you said always and nobody think about you as in bed. There's that moment where it just flashes like you don't meet up this person. Are you going to ever meet them again? I reached out to your wife and we were talking about me coming to film the playground and all of that.
Okay.
When she told me she was doing that, I was like, oh, we need to talk to the community about that. And then the truth is, I got to reach out to you and I reach out to you. So I'm just okay, once we don't, I know how everything they want. Once you get to the wife,
you can get the husband.
Then it will give you access to the husband.
You have the key to the house.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't really make that move and all of that. But man, you're a wonderful person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially the knowledge you don't share here today.
Thank you.
It's interesting. It's wonderful. I just hope people like you can continue to come on platforms like this and just talk and just share. Yeah. That is the least we can do for our community.
Yes.
Share knowledge and share knowledge and share knowledge.
Yes.
The knowledge we share of Vienna based on what my boss they asked me. I know how much people don't pay for this. I know how much even me I don't pay for similar knowledge. Yeah. Until our community realize, oh, what Saaghe Fogwe is doing is wonderful, and let's take advantage. Yes. If they don't take advantage, they are picking them. Yes. They will pay for the same knowledge.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yeah. So we talked about the kid indoor playground, and then currently you're doing something else with
Yes.
talent acquisition, which was the
Yes.
title of our show, right?
Yes.
Talent acquisition, talents. Talent,
Yeah.
we're surrounded by talent. You're
Yes.
a talent
Yes.
right here. And we have so many talents in our community. So
Yeah.
what is it about talent acquisition? Why is that important? Why would somebody reach out to you and say, I need somebody who is good at this, and you are that person to send them to me? What authority, you know, like,
Yes,
you know what I mean? What,
authority do I
what
have?
authority do you have to be the one to acquire that talent or to filter the talent and send it to somebody? So give us background on that.
Okay, so I have, or I feel like, you know, I'm able to bring people together just by default, like bring people together. While teaching Scrum, while teaching product owners, I started understanding a pattern, right? Some people are afraid. They have the talent, but they're afraid to go get the job. Sometimes some people want to get into IT, but it's not for them.
They've just heard about the money,
They just
maybe.
heard about the money,
Yeah.
and they want to hit it. I'm like, no. And then sometimes I will teach someone that already have like 7 IT certifications. So at one point, I'm like, okay, I'm not teaching anybody anymore. I started focusing a lot on career coaching. I started coaching people a lot, and I believe that provided a lot of value to people, because some of the folks that I train, they come back to me and for career coaching, and I'll sit down with them and coach them. Sometimes someone will call me out of nowhere. I have no idea. You know, Black Americans, whites, they will just reach out. Hey, I found your information. Somebody told me at this party I was looking for a job. Someone told me, and I'll coach them. And I started understanding that, you know, there are people that have talent, but they don't know where to go get a job.
Yeah.
So there's this headhunter who's working for one of Silicon Valley top companies in California, moved to Northern California, and he built a company. It's called Candidate Boss. If you go online, you just type candidateboss.com, it takes you to the website. That organization is focused on staffing, like tech staffing. And he was working with companies, and he's staffing people. So when there is an opening, they let him know, and then he goes and look for that talent, and then he staff it, right? I was also working on something else. It's called agilitydaily.com. And I was also like coaching people in that aspect. And I'm working my way into the staffing. But this British guy had to relocate back to London. So we started discussing about the business, like, you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to manage it from London? You know, me with my Bamenda sense, you know, I'm already thinking 2-3 steps ahead of this man, you know. So
Bamenda people, they really get sense. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Bamenda people get sense.
No, the general conception is that we not get sense. More not start that topic.
Yes. I don't know who those people is.
Man, don't start up.
We are expert in our areas. So I ended up, I acquired that business from this guy. So I have the full right of it. It's a registered company with the US government. It's an LLC. I have everything. I have a couple of staff working with me. These are trained recruiters. You know, one of the staff is my recruiter that recruited me from to work for Infosys, one of the big tech companies.
Yeah.
You know, I have a recruiter down in Silicon Valley, and I have recruiters in India. You know, so they are all working with me on a commission base. So you ask me, like, what gives me the authority? In the IT space, I coach folks based on what I know. I've been on the other side where I am the hiring manager. When I was working for these consulting companies, I used to hire business analysts. I would interview product owners, scrum masters. You know, there came a point in one of my organization where the manager is, you know, if Valery don't talk to you, we're not hiring you. I mean, I built that rapport up to the point where it's like I could figure you out like really quick. Even when I was working at the pharmaceutical, when I was in the healthcare space, you know, we'll go into an interview. My boss will be sitting. I'm sitting here. One of my colleagues, the other manager, will be sitting on the other side, and we're interviewing a candidate. And that's when I figured that I have that thing,
the skill.
And my boss like called me, you know, to our office after one interview. She's like, I've noticed a trend with you. I'm like, okay, I hope I'm not doing anything wrong. She's like, no, 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 no. Actually, it's a good thing. I'm like, what is it? She's like, during interview, when the person is like off talking about something that have nothing, it's like you just get lost and you start playing with your pen, you're writing, you don't ask questions anymore. I'm like, and she's like, every time you do that to a candidate, we end up not hiring the candidate. But every time you follow through with the interview all to the end, we hire that individual, and that individual turns out to become like really good. And then she pointed a couple of people on the floor that were already working as consultants, junior and seniors, like, you interview all these people, and these people are really good. Some of them report to you. So I asked her, okay, so what do you want me to do now? She's like, from this point now, you're going to screen everybody before they get to me so I don't waste my time doing all that stuff. I'm like, okay, boss. So I did that. I went to Infosys. I did the same. I worked for Deloitte. I did the same thing. So I feel like that gives me the authority to screen somebody, coach them, help them before they go to their interview with a client. Even the folks that I was training to become Scrum Masters and product owners, I used to coach them before they go to their interview. Because most of the time, people go to interview, they say, a hiring manager will ask you, tell me about yourself. People start by, I'm a Cameroonian, you know, I'm married, you know, I have this. I'm like sitting there, I'm scratching my head.
Like, no.
Nobody cares
And some
about
people,
that.
It's really the interviewing process makes a difference. It really makes a difference because you could lose a job, not because you don't have the skills, but because of the interview process.
I see very
it's very important.
People, and they start with that. I'm like, nobody cares about that.
Where you come from.
I don't care.
Yeah, unless they ask you at some point, where is that accent from? Then you can talk about Cameroon.
You talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is, you have to first understand the company in which you're going to be applying to. What is it that they need? Where are they trying to go? Trying to read the company's business report, like understand where are they going in relation to the job you are applying to.
So you can be relevant to that. So you can be relevant to them. Yeah.
They want to, because me on the other end, when I'm hiring you or interviewing as a manager, I need someone that, you know, when I take a vacation, they can run the ship without me being there. I need to be able to sleep without getting a call that, hey, can you wake up and do this or that? I don't want that. So how do you leverage that to make sure that you are of some value to this person interviewing you? How can you bring value? But also with the understanding that you don't have all the answers, because it's just like at work, I tell all the staff, the people I coach, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything.
But you know where to get the information from and who to get it from.
If I don't know where to go find it, I know somebody that knows somebody. You have to be resourceful like that. And when you're that resourceful, people become interested in you. Take, for example, when I was interviewing for my job at Deloitte, I did the first interview, and then I did the second, and then the third. And now I was interviewing with the principal, that's the director. So he's like a CEO of a small company, because Deloitte have this director level, your partners. They have these partners. So I was interviewing with this guy to go into his division, and he asked me the first question, I answered it. He asked me the second one, I answered it. And he's like, okay. He shift on his chair. I could see it because it was virtual. So he like shift on his chair. And then he asked me again, it's like, okay, tell me about you. what is it about you that I need to know? That was the question he asked me. And I tell him that with regards to my job that I'm applying for, with regards to the person that I am, I believe that the individuals in an organization are the ones that actually build a company. They are the people that transform organizations. Yes, leadership are the ones that have the ideas and everything, but the individuals down below in the trenches working, I believe they are the people that are actually doing the transformation. And if we can work and support these individuals, the company will move forward. I believe that if I help my brother and my sister, I believe that if I help the next person next to me, I'm not going to be the only one with the information. They're going to have that information too. Together, we can transform our community, we can transform our country, we can build a better world. I won't be pissed off at my neighbor for cutting their grass at 7 a.m. in the morning if we have an agreement that let's start cutting at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to take this knowledge of everything I'm learning in this country to take to my home country and share it with the people that didn't have the opportunity to make it here. Because if it was the other way around, I'll be back there praying for some of them to come back and share a little bit with me. I got my job interview right there and there.
Wow.
It became something that I was the one interviewing him now and not him interviewing me. And he revealed to me that what I just explained to him has been something that he himself had that same dream to go back to his own country. And
So he was a foreigner.
he was a foreigner.
So I think that makes a difference too, because if you were speaking to somebody who was not a foreigner, I don't think it will come out the same way, because you'll be like, you're coming to drain the talents to take it back to your country.
But remember the part where I say I believe in the individuals that do the work in the company. If I spend my time dedicated to mold these people, they will do good work. That good work becomes great. The company does great. Manager shine. Because nobody knows those people down there. They just know the manager of the department.
You never see some, there are companies I work for, you never knew the CEO, you never saw them. Maybe one Christmas message that they send out, you know, or letter. Hardly ever, you know, you don't even get to see the owner.
I've been very lucky to work for organizations where I know my CEOs in person, or at least I walk down the hallway and pass them and say hi, hi, or I go to, you know, grab coffee. They are standing right there to get coffee too, so I to have a chit chat with them and ask personal questions, and like, they're just normal human beings. You know, and the ones that bring themselves to that level where you are, you get to interact with them and pick their brain. I've been fortunate enough to have that opportunity.
It makes a difference, you know, when you have that.
Some of this thing of what I'm trying to do comes from all these experiences, because we are who we are today based on what we've been doing in the past and what we've learned, our experiences. That's what got me to where I'm running. I'm trying to build this candidate boss. I realize we have a lot of talent in our community. How do I start placing this talent where it needs to be?
So tell me the dynamics of it. So do companies reach out to you for talent?
Yes.
Okay. That way we can figure out how the community can feed into this.
So companies will reach out to me. When I say company, I mean HR people. They'll reach out to me, Valery, hey, we have this opening. Do you know anybody? Do you have anybody? Sometimes I'm the one reaching out to them, trying to build that connection, build that network. Because that's the hardest part, building the network where you become like a sole, you know, a contractor. Providing people, you're not a middleman. Right now, I also have that situation where I have a database where there are opportunities, especially for the healthcare people like nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners. You know, I have that. LCSWs, I have that. The thing is finding the candidates now and providing those candidates to those roles. And it's all over the country. It's not just here in
Yeah,
Dallas
so
or
it's
here in
national.
Texas. It's international. So when I see it, if I have the candidate, I submit the candidate. On the other side, we also do coaching, career coaching, for folks that are transitioning a new career. Like right now, you'll notice there's something called AI. It is a big thing right now. People are afraid that it's going to take their job. People don't know how to use it. But truly speaking, it's the person that knows how to use AI that's going to take your job, not AI. Yes, there's some jobs that might go away because of AI, but if you know how to use it, you're a big resource. Folks don't know that. I spent a couple of weekends ago working with some African Americans, just on that. And it was like a mind, like, no, I'm like, this is what you can do. Like, we spent an entire session just digging down, and we're having in downtown Dallas, just going through it, that was just a coaching session where they hired me to come and talk to them about that. In my company, I have a whole session where, I just talk to my entire department about AI, how they can use it and leverage it and do their jobs even better. Trying to calm down the spirit.
There's people are nervous.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, this is good. I was trying not to drag out the show today, but I think the main thing we wanted to get out of this was that business mind. I mean, we've gotten to know who Valery is, where you came from, why you're doing what you're doing, and that you're a resource. So we'll definitely be sharing the links. Share whatever you can. I'll drop them in the comments and in the YouTube video. I don't think we were live on my YouTube, but we'll figure it out. We were not live, but we'll drop the video and then get things going. We'll share the video with the community. Make sure people can reach out. Tell me how the community can support these ventures, these projects.
So, for the candidate boss one, most of the time, if you're in HR department, one of the things you can do is promote the company there. Talk to the HR director, HR VP, figure out like how do you bring in different staffing agency within the organization. The other thing is, if you know somebody that might be looking for a job, just go to the website. The email is info@candidateboss.com. Submit your resume or your CV, however you call it. Submit it there. When the opportunity becomes available, I reach out to you and I talk to you. If you're in a career transition and you're lost, you don't know what to do, reach out. We have a quick chat. What is it that you're trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Because sometimes it's not just, yes, we all want to make money.
Yeah.
But we want to do something that we love.
Yeah. We have to have a passion.
We have passion in. It's not just about do what you like. I need money. And I need to be able to wake up every day when I go to work, I'm pumped with energy to go there and do it.
Where you're not dragging across the floor.
I'm not dragging, so, oh my God, I got to go into this office again. No, I want to wake up with energy every day to go do what I love to do. That when I get up to do my stuff, trust me, I'm passionate.
Yeah.
I wake up with my one eye open and I'm checking my phone. Yes.
Toride has been in the studio all day. All day, you don't have to force him to be in here.
So
he loves what he does.
Those are the type of things that the community could do. Referral is big. Working in consulting, one of the things I noticed is the leadership in the consulting have a friend or a buddy in those companies. That's how they are able to get, this contract with this company. Take, for example, have you noticed that when you work for a company where you have a lot of Indians, let's take a page out of the Indians. Nothing against them. I love these people. I learn a lot from them. As they go up, they're holding people's hands.
And Filipinos. Indians and Filipinos, they don't play.
And Jewish.
Yes.
As they go up, and even the Asian, in short, the entire Asian population, as they go up, they're
holding somebody and taking it.
Why will I climb a mango tree and have no support in case I am falling down?
You need to. Yeah.
For all the people that I've coached, mentored, that are doing very well in their life, I can guarantee that if I take out my phone right now and I start begging for $500, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get more than $1,000 before it hits. It's almost 8 o'clock now. Before it's 9 o'clock, I'll get it. So you have to support people. You have, as you go up, you take people with you.
Investing in people.
You invest in them, just like you said. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of talents. Like you said from the beginning. Our parents want us to be engineers. They want us to be doctors, lawyers, accountants. But how come we don't own accounting businesses?
Good question. Yeah.
How many of all the pharmacies we have in this country, how many pharmacies do we own?
Yeah. Instead of going to work at the hospital, why don't we own the hospital?
Why don't you own the hospital?
Yeah.
Or own a clinic that's attached to the hospital. Because have you noticed every time when you go to a hospital, the doctors are going to refer you to a specialist?
PCP or the cardiologist.
Why don't you? And some of them are the same people that own that PCP next door. Why don't we own one of those?
Yeah.
You're a doctor, why don't you own that? What's wrong? You can take a loan and start that business. It's your specialty, it's your skill set.
Yeah.
You left Cameroon, you own a restaurant, you were good at it. Why are you struggling to be a nurse?
I know, right? And I know how to cook too.
Why don't you own
my own restaurant?
Why don't you own a high-end restaurant here?
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier outside, I have a friend, the junior brother, he stopped school, travel Africa, learning about spices, help an Ethiopian, I think it's an Ethiopian, launch a restaurant. And if that restaurant have earned all the restaurant fancy awards and stuff, white glove people. And now he just launched a niche restaurant in Louisiana.
Wow.
So as you see me like this, I'm preparing to go to Louisiana and enjoy some good stuff.
Enjoy some good authentic
so
food. Yeah.
Like we have to build our community. We have to start businesses. 9 to 5 is not going to do it for us.
It won't. Not for long.
And you know, you could get fired anytime, right? You could go Monday and your job is not there. Or we hired too many people, or the company is not doing too good. We're downsizing, we're cutting budget. But when they tell you that they fire you, they let you go 2, 3, 4 months down the road, they do their annual report, the company made $10 billion in profit. So what money did you say you guys didn't have again?
It was somebody's bonus. You were messing with somebody's bonus.
You were messing with somebody's bonus. You were impacting somebody's bonus. So we have to own companies. We have to own companies and hire people. Big consulting companies started the way I'm trying to start. They started by putting their people. They started by training their people into various spaces. They trained their people in IT. They started putting their people in companies. Those people go into those companies, started referring them back. They got relationship with the companies, and it just keep moving on.
And then you start hiring, in the communities.
Indians are all rolling big tech. And you look, I remember when I was working for one of these pharmaceutical company, I went into one of our corporate office. I was looking for my director. I went to a floor, and it was all Indians. And I finally found her office, and I walked in there, and I asked her, is this an Indian department? She's like, why? Everyone is Indian. She started smiling. So I'm like, why don't we do the same thing?
We can. We just have to keep having these conversations. And now that we're opening it up, not that we've, I think, on Tori Day, people have come on and talked about things like this. We'll keep having these conversations. Yes, we don't have the big following yet. Saaghe Fogwe podcast is a small, a small platform.
One step at a time.
But we will keep having these conversations because the goal is to end up having this as a TV station. We're already getting there. He has a lot of shows going on this platform. this is the beginning. We're going to keep having these conversations in small, instead of going to our conventions and only eating and drinking and dancing and leaving, we will have symposiums where we can sit down and have these conversations so that people can start buying into this idea. You know, it was really great having you on here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
We will share the links. I will share, you know, we'll share the links, start getting people, we'll get the word out. I cannot go without showing off my gifts. So I've had guests on the show and I've never had a gift. So I got a gift from Valery, and I don't know how he knew that I like tea, green tea. I like tea, so I have a teacup. And you said this is one of your businesses.
That's one of my businesses that I'm launching. So I love tea. If you come to my house, there's like various type of teas. I drink coffee, but it gives me the jittery, you know, and I started figuring like, I started drinking this before it became something at Starbucks. So I figured out like, how do I make it? So I found farmers in Japan. So my product, what you have, is fresh. It just came in 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow!
It's fresh. So when I'm running out, I place an order. They notify the farmers. They go to the farm, harvest the tea, process it, make matcha, because it's matcha, and then they sell it and ship it to me.
Wow.
So if you think of Japanese quality, that is ceremonial grade, A grade matcha tea.
All right.
And it goes with your coffee.
With the cup.
The cup. Why do I have that cup? Because I usually have this water bottle that I take to work. But I can't put my hot tea in it when I'm driving, okay? It's like about to melt or something. So I'm like, I have to figure it. And then when I put it and I get to work, I'm like, I can't clean it so I can put water and drink. So that's how I got the cup. It's easy for me to clean get my water, whether it's cold water or hot water, and drink. So that's it.
So that's another business. See, he's a businessman.
You have to have multiple streams of income to build up, to replace your 9 to 5. If you have that and you're still doing your 9 to 5, good. That means you just like your 9 to 5. But me, I love sleep.
Me too.
I love my sleep.
My
I
beauty
love
sleep.
my house. I want to spend as much time as I can with my kids, you know. There are some people, their life ended and they didn't have time with their kids. They didn't have that opportunity. Me, if you invite me to a party, if I go to a party, the minute I get there, I'm already itching to go back. Not that I don't like you. I want to come, but my bed is calling my name. And I'm thought I will go home, I'm not even going to sleep. Me and Netflix, we are there. I'm watching my best shows all about money.
Or researching another business.
Or researching another business. So that's how I spend my time.
Well, it was really good having you. So any final words to our community? I know you've said a lot to them, but just anything you want in particular you want them to leave this show with. Like.
In terms of final words, anyone can start a business. We are all specialists in a specific skill. We are specialists. Some of us, before we left Cameroon coming here, we were carpenters. Why don't you own a carpentry shop or building something here? Some of us were mechanics. We know. Why don't you own a garage and build yourself? Or why are you trying to become a nurse or be in IT? Yes, IT might be a quick money, but business is what is going to save you.
Use your skills.
Use what you already know. You own a restaurant back home. Figure a way how to start your own restaurant. I used to drive with my first son. We should drive sometime for an hour to go and look for Achu. I'm a Bamenda man. I would drive for an hour to go look for good Achu to eat. But there's very few and scarce places for me to find that.
I'll make the soup,
so
but not the Achu.
The soup doesn't do nothing. I need the food thing. So I would drive a distance to go and find that.
Yeah.
I love fufu, jama jama and kati kati, but I don't know how to make the kati kati. One of my friend, the wife, when she makes fufu, you will eat it like that. She's from Bali, but she's not here now, so I'm missing that part. I'm growing in jama jama behind my house, but you know, I need the full thing, you know. So what I'm just telling everyone is, you know, it's easy to start your business. There are resources out there. Reach out to people. Don't be afraid. Yes, it might cost you something. Pay the money. You have the money, pay it. I got into IT, not that I got the money. I used my credit card and I paid because I know the value of what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Don't start by just, you know, shutting yourself down. Oh, I can't. No, you can.
Yeah.
Say you can do it. I'm not there yet. Say I don't know that I can. No, I'm
Not
not
there
there yet
because
because I'm going to make it. Whether you like it or not, failure is not
it's
my
not an
portion.
option.
It's not an option. And you have to work hard to get there. You have to work towards that. You have to close your eye and see that.
Yeah.
I read well, I don't read. I listen to a lot of books. I have audio books in my phone. And the last book I read is All of Us Should Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. She's the one that wrote the book. And she talks about how she started being a mom, a wife, you know, struggling with her family. And now she's a multi-millionaire. At the end of that book, she has a challenge. $10,000 in 10 days. He just said, it's very easy.
Very easy.
No, seriously, it's very easy to make that money.
Yeah, it is.
When I was teaching, I made that money in less than 10 days. So when I read her book, I forgot that I've done that in the past. Like, seriously, I forgot. It left my mind that I've done that in the past. I'm sitting there with my colleague. My colleague's like, have you figured how you're going to make your 10,000? I don't know. I'm like, this one beats me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden, it lights up in my head. Valery, you're trading in stocks. I started researching. I'll pass information to my junior brother. He will pass information back. And one morning, he gets me a green light about a stock. And I dump. In less than 10 days, 11 grand. And I wrote Rachel. I'm like, hey, your book, I read it, this challenge, and I beat it. Here's the proof. She's so happy. She was so happy, you know?
Yeah, share some of those links with me. I'll drop it in the comments. Like,
so, this type of things, it's not just about, you know, reading, practice them too sometimes.
Putting it into practice.
Because when you practice, you become addicted to it. You want to do it even more. But don't get over-obsessed with it because you might lose your shirt. You know? So practice it. Do it. It's good.
Yeah.
So
all right.
that's all I can tell people.
No, that's, I mean that's big. That's
I
huge.
can talk forever. You know?
The person who is shy, he says he can talk forever. He said we brought him out.
When I get in my comfort,
in your comfort zone.
about topics that I'm passionate about, I will spill the beans.
Yes, it shows. It really shows. Yeah, it shows.
If it's something that I know is going to help somebody, trust me, I will spill the beans to the point where I can't no more.
No, we'll have you back. We'll have you back on Tori Day. You know, to have we have to have you back. We'll streamline it again, and we'll have you back again. Maybe on a panel or something. You know. So yeah. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Yes, I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this show, and you're going to put it into practice, not just hear it and go put it under the bed. But when you reach out to him now for official consultation, make sure you pay.
I mean, you can reach out for free consultation.
Yes.
When I figure out what you want to do, because like I said, I don't have all the answers. If you reach out to me, I don't know. And I know somebody now, I will tell you, hey.
Go to that person,
Reach out to Achu. He's the one that is a specialist in that. He knows how to do that. You know? you know, or reach out to Julio DeShango, you know, he's the one that knows how, like, you know, or
Yeah.
G Money, you know, he's the fashion guy.
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I know somebody that might know somebody.
Yeah.
So no, when someone starts telling you that they know everything, run away.
Yeah, no.
Run away and run really fast. Don't look back. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Don't let the stone hit you or the door hit you. Just go.
Just keep going.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
thank you, Valery. Thank you for being here today.
No
And
worries.
greetings to the family
Yes,
and the
so,
boys.
yes,
And, you know,
yes.
we'll have you, like I said, we'll
It's
have you
almost-
again. Almost time to put them to
Almost 9
bed.
o'clock. There are one more hour to go to
Yeah.
bed.
All right, we'll get you out of here. Thank you, guys. Until the next show, thank you for watching the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. Ciao.